At the time we started editing, Charles Caudrelier warned his shore team of the dismasting of the Maxi Edmond de Rothschild, while sailing close-hauled towards the Strait of Gibraltar, during his return delivery from Finistère Atlantique. Faced with this incident, the members of the Gitana Team, led by Cyril Dardashti, quickly implemented all operations to find a port and secure the giant. At the same time, on board, Charles Caudrelier and his 5 crew members spared no effort to secure the remaining half of the mast and save as much of the Maxi Edmond de Rothschild's sail wardrobe as possible. They set sail for Motril on the southern Spanish coast.
Pas loin de Malaga, et lors d'un virement de bord, on a entendu un mot, on a tous cru qu'on avait même tapé quelque chose. Et en fait, on s'est vite rendu compte que c'était le mât qui était par terre. C'est sectionné un peu au-dessus de la moitié. Pour le moment, la priorité, c'est de réagir et de se sortir de cette situation le plus vite possible et de ramener le bateau à l'Orient. C'est notre objectif. On va tout faire pour que Gitana 17 puisse faire un dernier tour.
This is your weekly global sailing highlights show, The World on Water, October 11, 2024. Few sailing events offer the Rolex Middle Sea Races guarantee of a beautiful racecourse and compelling, exacting competition. This combination has attracted sailors since the very first race in 1968. Rolex has been title sponsor of the contest since 2002, and during that period, the appeal of the race organized by the Royal Malta Yacht Club has grown exponentially. Today, it is undisputedly regarded as one of the world's leading 600 nautical mile, 1,122 kilometers, offshore races.
The Rolex Middle Sea Race is an iconic race, and I was very fortunate to be a part of it a couple of years ago. The start out of Valletta is unbelievable. It's a very tight harbour, and I was on a 100-foot boat, Comanche, just trying to get out of such a tight harbour with all these huge boats.
The 45th edition of the Rolex Middle Sea Race starts from Malta on Saturday the 19th of October and will
Something you'll remember for the rest of your life.
The 37th America's Cup Challenger Series has wrapped with Ineos Britannia, the British challenger of record, defeating the Luna Rossa Prado Pirelli Italian team, who experienced major yacht failures. Now it's the real thing, and the defender, Emirates Team New Zealand and the Cup.
The race to face the defender in the match on October 12 begins right now. are on their way to the first win. One race still to come today. Cannot wait for it. Let's go. This is racing like we haven't seen before.
They have some broken battens in their port.
Italy has been disqualified. The race is stopped. They are closing fast, but will it be enough? And they will defeat Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli in race 5, and they will go ahead 3-2. Guess what? We're all locked up again. It's 3-all.
Oh, massive splashdown by the Italian team. Massive structural failure on board. Oh, that's a big speed loss to the Italian team. We saw that big wave.
They are 6-4 in the lead and 1 win away from the Louis Vuitton Cup final. Ineos Britannia rolls the waves to the Mediterranean with a 7-4 victory. They win the Louis Vuitton Cup and will meet Emirates Team New Zealand. Britannia winners of the Louis Vuitton Cup.
The 2024 52 Super Series Championship went to the wire once again. After 41 races at 5 different regattas, contested between April and September, including 2 at Newport, Rhode Island in the USA, and from a record-sized fleet of 13 boats from 9 nations, the title has been won by Doug DeVos's Quantum Racing powered by American Magic. The US team, which represents the New York Yacht Club, did enough on the last race of the Valencia 52 Super Series Royal Cup today to leave the 2023 champions, Hum Malesbriers, Platoon Aviation, to second and to clinch the top overall prize for the world's leading Grand Prix monohull circuit.
Well, here we are in Valencia. It's the final day of the season. Just 4 points separating the top 3 boats pitching for the 2024 title. At the top of the table, well, Quantum Racing powered by American Magic took the lead yesterday for the circuit, only 2 points ahead of Gladiator. Gladiator in turn 2 points ahead of Platoon Aviation, the 2023 champions.
If we get sent out to fight, we go out and we fight. You know, this is the highest level of sailing on the planet.
I think it's going to come down to last 100 metres of the racing today.
Everything to play for today. Well, Prevets are leading the Royal Cup ahead of Platoon. Could Platoon even do the double? It's going to be a big day. Join us all the way through the action. So should we bet on you?
I would do so.
So just a one showdown race in the end. Breezes at 1:30, 1.6 mile beat. All the pressure's on the start line. We've had 2 general recalls, but up the first beat, well, Phoenix get established nicely in the lead. Round the top mark, it's Phoenix, Platoon, Quantum Racing are 4th. Gladiator not so good up the first beat, ending up 11th. Round the top mark. Down the first run, it's Phoenix leading for Platoon. Platoon have Quantum 3 places behind. All the time the advantage for this circuit is with Quantum, and through the finish line it's a win for Phoenix. Second are Platoon Aviation, who win the Royal Cup and take 2nd place overall. 5th are Quantum Racing powered by American Magic, which is enough to give them the 52 Super Series title for 2024 by a single point over Platoon.
Personally, being here is a dream come true. All these sailors in this fleet have been my heroes for so long. To be able to get the win on Quantum Racing with my teammates, it feels amazing, man. It's a dream come true.
You know, a win's a win, and in this field with so many talented people, I'm just really delighted.
As usual, the 52 Super Series comes right down to the last race, last leg, you know, so the team's very happy.
1 point behind for the whole season, but after 45 races. It's not really nice, but we had it on the other way last year, so, I mean, we finally won an event and looking forward for the next season.
Well, hugely disappointed. I mean, it's been the best season we've had, ever.
The final standings for the Valencia 52 Super Series, the Royal Cup. In first place, Platoon Aviation on 28 points. Second, Prevets on 31. And Phoenix third on 37 points. So the 52 Super Series 2024 title goes to Quantum Racing, powered by American Magic, on 207 points. Second are Platoon Aviation on 208. Third, Gladiator on 212. Fourth are Sled on 245. And fifth, Allegra on 252 after 41 races. So once again, the circuit title going absolutely to the wire on the last race. Quantum Racing, powered by American Magic, doing just enough to win the 2024 title by a single point from Harmuller Spears Platoon Aviation. Gladiator getting third, but having won 2 titles. It's been a fantastic season. We'll see you next year in Saint-Tropez.
A delayed start to wait for wind still yielded 2 more windward, leeward, inshore races at the 2024 ORC World Championship, held at the New York Yacht Club, Harbour Court. With 5 inshore races completed, the scorelines now have 1 discard applied, resulting in even closer points margins on the leaderboard in some classes. Racing in the short 1-hour courses was once again extremely close, with some new winners emerging in the race results.
Sailing in this regatta, this fleet with a lot of boats that are very similar in size, very close in rating is super challenging. One of the things that we've been learning is it's very difficult or very important to try to sail the boat against the course rather than against the other boats.
It's just like one design. It's been amazing leaving the starting line and having a lot of boats very, very similar speeds. Even though we're different and we rate a little different, it's been very close. This is a well-rounded regatta that it's incredible to be in. So having to do the offshore, plan for the offshore, then going back out and switching to the windward lure, and it's a great test of everybody.
Max Marder and Jesse Campman have become the champions of Poeto Beach after they took out the men's and women's titles on a gusty final day at Kitefoil World Series, Sardinia. The fourth and final day of competition started with the Golden Ticket race, a single long-distance battle to see who would grab the final men's and women's spot in the 10-rider medal series. Brazil's Lucas Fonseca made a fantastic start on port tack in front of the bulk of the fleet, and he led across the finish line, only to discover he had been UFD, disqualified for starting a moment too early.
Jesse Campman and Max Mader have become the champions of Poeto Beach after they took out the titles at Kitefoil World Series Sardinia. The fourth and final day of competition started with the Golden Ticket race, a single long-distance battle to see who would grab the final men's and women's spot in the 10-rider medal series. Germany's Flo Gruber read the gusts and shifts off the shore to cross the finish line in first place, while Croatia's Maria Dolenc grabbed the women's Golden Ticket. Through the next single race knockout rounds, we'd now find out who had the speed, the tactics, and mental fortitude to take one of the remaining places in the 4-rider finals. Mafalda Pires de Lima made impressive progress through the repechage and quarterfinals and looked well on her way to booking a place in the women's final. But the Portuguese rider misjudged the port starboard situation with Israel's Gal Zuckerman and missed her moment to go any further in the competition. In the women's final, France's Jesse Campman started on match point thanks to winning the opening series from the previous 3 days of competition. The yellow bib wearer soon took up the lead and maintained her advantage all the way to the finish. After a long season with many highs and lows, Kampmann took out the title in Sardinia and has won her first ever Kitefoil World Series Championship. Silver and bronze go respectively to Switzerland's Elena Lengwiller and Maggie Pichetto of Italy. In the men's final, the up-and-coming talent from Switzerland, Jan Stragiotti, pushed Max Mader hard all the way to the finish. But undeterred, the Singaporean was as rock solid as ever, Mader taking out men's victory in a single race. Experienced Frenchman Axel Mazzella took silver, and Stragiotti's bronze was an immense achievement for the fast-improving 17-year-old. Mader's and Kampmann's victories in Sardinia were good enough to secure the overall 2024 series title for these riders. And while that's the end of the Kitefoil World Series for this season, the circuit moves on in just a few days' time further north in the island of Sardinia to Torre Grande for the Formula Kite Youth European Championship.
With the relaunch of his Imoca, Ublo, Alan Rohrer is entering the final stretch of his preparation phase for the Vendee Globe. Now less than 30 days away from the start of his third solo round-the-world race, the Swiss sailor is satisfied with having achieved the objectives he set for himself when he acquired his new boat 3 years ago.
Dans la préparation Vendée Globe, il y a la préparation du bateau et la préparation du marin. Et quand on navigue pas, il y a préparation physique, préparation météo. 5 pompes, n'oubliez pas les coudes. Le but de la préparation physique, ça va être de prendre de la masse musculaire, surtout au niveau des jambes, puisqu'en fait on marche pas sur un bateau, donc on en perd beaucoup. Et prendre de la masse musculaire en haut pour gérer les voiles du bateau, le matossage, etc. Donc c'est très important de bien se préparer. Le deuxième aspect qui est presque le plus important, c'est un travail de préparation sur la météo. Plus on gagne du temps à étudier sa météo, plus on a de temps pour faire marcher le bateau. Comment tracer sa route, comment calculer un grib, comment le déplacer, s'il a de l'avance, du retard, calcul de front. C'est vraiment être un espèce de petit météorologue à bord du bateau. On mange Vendée Globe, on dort Vendée Globe, on vit Vendée Globe. Et il ne faut perdre aucune minute jusqu'au jour du départ.
Day 7 of the 2024 Citroën Windsurf World Cup, SILT, proved to be a largely frustrating affair with just 2 heats of freestyle and 3 heats of foil slalom being completed in marginal wins for both disciplines over the course of the day. The early morning call didn't work out for the freestyle, so the original skippers meeting was pushed back from 8 AM until 9 AM, and over the preceding hour the wind started to improve slightly. Current World Tour leader, Lennart Neubauer, was the first man to hit the water, which is quite impressive in its own right, as you could easily forgive the young Greek sailor not wanting to push to
The wind improves so we can run a bit of freestyle.
You take a foil?
I have it ready, but I'm probably not gonna take it except if I come against balls, then it's gonna be mandatory.
Fair enough.
Well, we
tried and we tried, but in the end it is not possible to run official competition. Got through a few heats there and there were some good performances, but it's just too much on the edge, and the decision has just been made to switch to slalom. Okay, that's it. No more racing today. Elimination 7 will have to be completed on a different day. We nearly got that last round done. Johan So was leading by quite some way, but the wind dropping below 5 knots. Big shout out to Rico Marotti today. Biggest comeback I think I've ever seen. Came back from like half a reach behind to take a qualifying spot. But the next race will have to come tomorrow. The forecast isn't looking great, but it's holiday time. The beach is packed and we're going to go for a couple of cheeky beers.